work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, or real life-ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin, yeah, that's my man. He's always coming up with the master plan. Politics, scheming, or trying to find the meaning of life. And while the feds keeps us in strife. I'm your DJ. I really don't need no introduction right now, but you know what? I stay dropping them jams. Y'all know who I am. Good hope, dad jokes, culture-ish, politics. What you're hearing right now was the culmination of all of this. I started out with the mic in my hand, and I graduated to a plethora of fans. I love bringing joy to the people. It makes me feel great, makes me feel regal. I do what I do for you. I do what I do for you. Let's go. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not, y'all. 2023. Let's start this damn show. Let's go.
Like It or Not starts now.
Good morning, Rebecca Azor. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing all right. Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
I like the color of your background. How are we doing today?
Doing well, doing well. Shout out to DJ Exclusive. Not feeling the best this morning. Our brother from another mother, and
because he had a good. That's when you say you got a good birthday trip.
Yes,
you need about 6
he needed
business days. Went after now. I don't know that feeling because I'm not past 40, but you need about 6 business days.
He did it.
Because if I need about 1 or 2 now, I know it's crazy.
Let me see. Let me know. I want to take these big old headphones off. Let me know if I give you. Actually, never mind. I got to keep them on now that I remember that.
No, what is it? You want to take them off and do what?
You know, I give a lot of feedback when I don't have these headphones on. How are you doing, Queen? How are you doing this week? I saw your video, Shades of Good News, the Christmas tree looking all Christmassy, and the quality of your video. I got it. Whatever you did to your camera, I need you to tell me what you did to your camera so I can do it to mine.
My brother's actually coming today to do some more with my camera, but he, if I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I grew up in the household where my father was the cameraman for the community, Haitian community, and he did everybody's wedding, every Haitian bal video, every whatever, and it was a whole thing. So he taught my brother since like the age of 8, and wow. 4, they know everything about the camera inside out. So not just an automatic shooting, but how to fix the settings. They've been they know everything. And so, yeah, that's one of the beauties of it. My brother's like, while everybody else is saying, girl, your camera is amazing. My brother's like, we can do a little bit of this if we change the settings to that. And we do that and we do that. Absolutely. So my dad taught them since they were younger. They've been doing this forever. That's where I got a little bit of the basic knowledge that I have. But he's coming over. My little brother's coming over today to go ahead and do that. But my thing has been, we got the same camera.
I know. It looks somebody you took it down real quick, but Bad Lefty said sorry Ben, the camera just prefers Becca. That could be very well true, you know.
No, it's not true because you've had some really great. It's just I think right now you've been really putting your camera to work, honey. So I know this happens to me when I use my camera constantly throughout the week. The settings seem to be off, like on the next record or on the third record or something like that. I
appreciate your kindness, Rebecca, but we all know what's really going on here. It's bad enough I have to be on camera anyway. So God bless you.
Well, anywho, how's everything going with you? How's your week been? What's been going on?
Oh man, I've been grinding. And
I see.
yeah, it's been it's good. It's a good feeling to the journey, where we've been, where we were back in 2020. And man, it was such a precipitous fall. It was such a
precipitous, baby.
Yes, I had to get my SAT vocabulary for that one. And the YouTube channel pretty much died. Like we couldn't get any traction on the YouTube channel. And I just finally got back in a place where I can grind out every day, grind out some content. And so the channel's starting to look good. And it's so good to see all the people in the chat. We have 156 watching just on YouTube alone. So shout out to everyone. And that's just on my channel. We have
let me go look at my 20 people on my channel.
And shout out, there's a sister who just, I think there was a sister, somebody, I don't know their gender, but they were like, they found your channel because of the recommendations that I made in some of the videos. I said, go over there and subscribe to Rebecca Azor.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. And I said my 20 people, baby. I got 30 people watching on my channel right now. But it's honestly, it's true. It's I've been working really, really hard, but I think it's about it. It's so crazy because I feel like everybody knows us in this space. We're very well known. A lot of people like to put us on for our work and all those other kinds of things, but it is so tough because I watch other people get so many numbers and I'm like, dang, we used to be there at one point. And then it's so hard to like when you've hit somewhere to try to come up again. But I think it's also because we are all finding our own lane in this thing. And Ben, I know you've pivoted many a times in here. And I think my pivot has been now. I've been growing my channel all year long. I just hit 7K. Somebody had said something along the lines of, let me go find that comment because it's hilarious. They're going to be all snooty when, let me go find it because it was so funny to me. I'm still learning how to use the little apps. Liam, born in DC, thank you, said this earlier this morning. In a few years, I get to be all snooty about having subscribed to this channel when it had less than 7K. I actually just hit 7K today, so that's great. Thank you guys for subscribing to a girl's channel. But yes, like you can be snooty because you was one of the first, honey. But to help me grow my individual channel. So let's be clear, this is my individual channel. Your girl been doing this. Somebody else got confused on and fell into their wrong side of their internet and into my space and was like, "You're not a journalist. All you do is get on TikTok and you post dancing videos, and then you want to get on here and say you're a journalist." And if anybody knows me, I always dance or always do a dancing video, but never on TikTok. I don't go on TikTok, but every maybe 5 months. So that's like 2 times a year. I'm trying to push the TikTok, but I'm not that person that they think I am. They think I'm a 21-year-old girl. And that's how I can tell who's been watching, who knows who I am in this space. Because they think like I'm a really young girl that just got on or whatever the case may be. But it's great. I'm glad that we're finding our own lane. I see you preaching it up, and I absolutely think that you are. It's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, I was a preacher first,
I know that.
So it's coming full circle, and I guess it's just the right time because there's a lot of Christian nationalists who about to destroy America, and they're gonna do it in Jesus' name. And I'm like, hold on, whoa. I know Jesus too, before y'all destroy America and come after black folks and destroy the migrants, and you do it all in Jesus' name. That I actually have a pretty decent relationship with Jesus. So anyway, there we are.
I love Jesus, and look, I love Jesus.
I love Jesus. He's my thing.
I was listening to this morning, Benjamin P. Dixon. I was listening to Christmas music, and I said, you know what? I need to do a cute little playlist because people forgetting about Christian. No, I can't say Christian because that's contemporary from back in the day. Gospel.
Christmas music.
Gospel Christmas music. The one that I ran upon this morning was one by it wasn't Sounds of Blackness because everybody knows that, and I want to say it was Fred Hammond. And just hearing back in the day when we used to have them Christmas songs, and they used to be just real Emmanuel.
Oh yeah, come, let us adore him.
Yes, who sang that one? Norton.
What's his first name though? And I was just looking at it last night because I was gonna use that in service tomorrow. But yeah,
That's a good
banger.
one, Ben.
Yeah,
that
but they don't have all the
one.
vocals. See, I like to have songs with vocals in it, so I don't got to go back there and sing all the 3 parts.
I said they don't do it like that no more. Where you go for that since October, y'all already started since October, maybe late September. Y'all already started rehearsals for the Christmas program because the Christmas program, okay, Jesus is the reason for the season. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh, you see?
Mm-hmm.
They don't do it like that no more because they're online picking and choosing who's gonna sing, who's gonna be placed at the front, who's gonna be placed in the back. Even though we did this in the choir too, because if you can't sing, we had you in the back. We had you in the
away
back.
from the microphones,
right? Away from the microphone, and it's crazy because they be in the back like this. Like they really was doing something. When the bottom of the jaw be vibrating, or
and can nobody hear?
You think they singing?
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like that's why I love singing, and I love particularly like praise and worship. Like that's my thing, right? And old school gospel songs. But there was some absolute not even just superstar, like gospel singers today are some of the most technically proficient and masterful like singers. Like they be singing and doing stuff with their voices. I'd be like, how did you even do that? So the gospel music space is like second to none in terms of vocal ability. It's absolutely
today it's not. I'm sorry to say a lot of people have taken to, which I do love. I like that we had genres, but I feel like the genres are mixed now. We're losing the recipe for the gospel music. We're losing the recipe for the R&B, and y'all can fight me on this if you want to. Y'all can get in my comments and mention me by name, because I'm gonna just say this: the kids aren't pronouncing words.
Yeah,
in the new God, and not only in the gospel, in the R&B, because they didn't come from somewhere in the household where the mama was playing Anita Baker and the grandma was playing gospel music. And like the Pace sisters, like the Clark sisters, like whatever group that all the men came from that then separated. Well, I forgot their name. Commissioned.
Yeah.
Okay. They not there. And this is why they coming out and they can't pronounce words and lyrics, and they can't really describe emotion, and the lyrics just go to where they're saying, you didn't hit me in my DM. I saw you and you got another girl and I'm gonna be him. Like it's stuff like that. And it's like, where are we going with this? Where are we go? They can't feel because they never were in the church mocking their mama feel the Holy Spirit.
They losing that salt.
They weren't singing these songs that had lyrics that were strong, and you couldn't understand why are they singing this? But then when you came of age, see, when I turned 30,
something about turning 30 does it. Something about 30.
It's something about 30 that everybody cute. That's what you will hear from everybody who was 30 plus. When I turned 30, being 30, that's me. And I can't tell you enough. There were these Haitian songs for me when I was younger. I didn't know what the hell I knew what they meant verbally, but I didn't understand why they had the passion behind them that they do. When I'm cleaning these dishes right here, because I clean my dishes by hand for therapy. I love it. So I'm cleaning my dishes by hand, and then the Lord put this song on my heart, and then I was singing it. It's a Haitian song. And when I was singing it, I said, wow, God, I didn't know that I needed to hear that. But then I went on, because I always start my music with gospel, and then I like to go into my R&B, and then I like to go into my like neo soul vibes and stuff like that. That I do that through the day. So then I went and was listening to some R&B and some neo soul, and I was like, wow, this is actually ties into that gospel song I was singing this morning. But when we are attaching ourselves to people, we understand, and see, here I go preaching. God is love. That's a simple definition of God. And the same way that people long for love and how Christ says to love people, right? It's like, I hear people in the neo soul space and the R&B space from back in the day singing like that. Like we want to mirror love in its purest form, and how we love people. And that's why we can't say that what MAGA does, what the KKK does, what these televangelists do, is mirroring what the purest form of love, because it's not. It's not the purest form of love. A man who cheats on you, who hurts you, who manipulates you, who does all the stuff that MAGA is telling me is doing to America, you can't sit there and say that that is the purest form of love, because it's not. It's not.
Sorry.
That was my rant. But now I haven't really been following the news this week, except for, and I know that you've discussed it, I've discussed it, and it's the TYT stuff.
Oh, you gonna start right there?
Because I want to get it over with. I just want to just start right there and get it over with, because I just feel like
at the heart of the matter. My God,
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I had to do like Dr. Umar 3 times so y'all can really hear it. I'm sick of it. See, that's what when you're preaching. I'm sick of, and I need the audience to type in the chat. Sick of it. Because I'm sick of it, man. Okay. They get online every damn day while people are trying to do the work, and they start some other ruckus, but they still get paid for it. They are now not doing any work, logging on to their now what they sponsor but not sponsored. Now they're streaming from cryptocurrency joint. And
the name of the studio,
now they're like, this is all they talk about. And once they announce where they're streaming from, again tied to cryptocurrency, they then go in and be like, did you see Benjamin Dixon mentioning my name on the Vanguard? Right? That they just go into that whole thing. And I'm like, are they going to talk about anything, any news, anything? They never get there, because they start picking everybody apart. They start saying, woe is me. They start saying, I built this space. They start saying, I gave this person an opportunity. They start saying, I rolled the red carpet out for that person to make them who they were. They start saying that person was never that was never anyone. They had people quitting live on their channel. And just months before that, the people were quitting in droves from their network.
Yeah.
So who's the problem here?
Well, actually, I mean, one thing I didn't really talk about is something that you just mentioned, right? There was always this aspect of TYT that did kind of get on my nerves the entire time. Like before they even started changing their politics, it was the fact that they would use this major platform to have grudge matches, right? And grudge matches with people with like small accounts. It's one thing if you have a grudge match against, I don't know, your TYT, so you have a grudge match against Newsmax or something right there, somebody who has a huge platform. But they would really use their platform to go after really small accounts. And I always felt like, is this really the best use of this energy? And more so than just the best use of that energy, it really showed me that they hadn't matured to a place where they can make the conscious decision of, I'm not going to engage in that. It took a lot for me to put the video together. Like I've been sitting on that video for like 3 days, not just really sitting on it. Like, do I really want to do this? And the reason I sat on it so long was because like, I don't do with my video work what I do on Twitter. On Twitter, I'm coming for you. It doesn't matter. We jumping off the top rope. Whatever. It's dog eat dog. We go for blood over there. But I don't want to use my media platform to flesh out grudges against people. And this video I did wasn't really a grudge against them. It was just laying out the receipts, because something Marcus said on the show Tuesday. He was like, we need to really lay it out. So, and I wanted people to see that it's not, this is not people overreacting. This isn't people, just, trying to make something up or trying to stir up controversy. No, it's really the fact that it's so dangerous for us to be going into this period where MAGA is out here going for blood against us. And then we have the major media. You don't have to put me up though. You can take me down, David.
Why, Ben?
Is that yeah?
You don't like
But,
to see yourself?
I mean, well, I watched it enough.
I'd love to hear a piece of what you said. I didn't get to watch that one.
Oh no, it's 45 minutes, so you have to. It's hard to find a little piece of it, but and
I know David will get us there, and while
yeah.
David gets us there, you can continue.
Well, no, and that's just the thing. Like, people needed to see the receipts. People needed to see the fact that we're not over exaggerating. Right now, we're in a time where the biggest media company for us, for the left, for progressives, hell, like they even represent some blackness for us, right? To see it turning MAGA, and even just a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm the type of person, Rebecca, and I know you are too. Like, you pick up in a person's voice, you pick up in a person's slightest change in their behavior pattern. Like, you're not the type of person who has to wait until somebody does something blatant. You picked it up when they first hinted at it, right? It's discernment. And I needed people to see that what we have been discerning for the last 2 years has now compiled into a huge set of cases. Like, they are literally going in a direction that is going to be destructive for us, because they control so much of the left, and they shouldn't anymore. If they're going to stand by MAGA, if they're going to court MAGA, if they're going to court right wingers, let them pay your money. Let them pay your subscriptions. Let them pay your membership. Let them pay for the studio, even though Polymarket crypto betting is paying for it now. Go over there then and free us on the left to be able to do what we need to do in this moment, which is to stand firm against MAGA.
Wait, why was he on there? Because and before we play this clip, I just wanted to let y'all know I never heard of TYT until I got into politics, with Ben. And that wasn't the Black people's first go-to, but they started to hone in on. They started to really get more Black attention when they were talking about the police brutality. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they were talking about how Black people are XYZ, and they're marginalized group that keeps getting hits, and they were taking a lot of what I was actually watching anyway, which was Black content. They were taking, they were taking people's content and putting it on their show and using it like they made it up.
Yeah.
And TYT just had a bigger platform. I say this to say I've been saying this for years. It's crazy because when Anna Kasparian came on our show, she was so kind and so sweet in 2020. Yeah. But that was, I'm giving you guys the times. 2016 is when a lot of people started saying, oh, we love these people. 2017, 2018, all that time that we had to fight Donald Trump. And then 2020, she comes on our show. We already loved her by this point. Ben had built some kind of rapport. They knew about our show, yada, yada. Comes on our show, so sweet, so kind. And 2020 was the same kind of time. Yeah, we had people that jumped and were scaling the Capitol. They were still saying Donald Trump was president. 2016, Donald Trump was president. Black people are at the height of everything to MAGA. Okay, they're the issues. Both 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and then we get here to 2024. MAGA people have flipped and went towards MAGA because it pays. Mm-hmm. Okay, they realize that they cannot be the only now, because that would require them to actually have a genuine mind about the struggles of Black people. And they did not have that. And they do not have that. When you aren't genuine, it's going to come out and it's going to spill out at some time. Yeah. Because if you are doing this just for the coin now, and I say this because I say this is our work. So again, I don't get paid like TYT does. I'm at the bottom of the barrel. I got to do 17 jobs to talk about our own issues. Okay. Because people somehow look at us to be like, we have to be one in a few. TYT believes that they can be the only. Meanwhile, there are so many other white people in the liberal space who are actually very successful outside of them, and they hate it. So when they have conversations and those conversations blow up, what happens? What we see is these people will sit at this desk, which is supposed to be giving us some type of news, something to help the people, something progressive, and they will discuss these pages And I was saying on Leftist Mafia that this reminds me very much of how, and I'm going to go into another point. It's so many points. But this reminds me very much of how Elon Musk took over Twitter. Didn't like that people were talking about him. And so we purchased it.
Okay.
These people don't like how people who once loved them figured them out and have now started talking about them. So now they'll challenge, and they are selective about who they challenge. I'm going to tell you that.
That's right.
They are selective about who they yell about or scream about. They'll challenge those people, especially if you have a smaller page, but you're growing. They will challenge you, and they'll basically say that you're nothing. Who are you? Who are you? They'll question you, and they'll make sure they put you all over their page because just like TYT, I talked about this before. Sean King, he has a following that is so loyal and don't want to hear about the terrible things that he's done, or the questionable things, I should say, that he has done, and they would make excuses, or they will follow him off of a cliff while he has a buckle that can bring him back up. This is what I'm talking about. The abuse of power doesn't only have to be in politics. It can be in these spaces as well. And they can try to blacklist you or make you look crazy or whatever. And you're clearly watching them lose their minds. But there are so many people that will just go with the fact that this is their progressive show. And they will continue to watch, and they will continue to support it. Yep. And this is why I said on Leftist Mafia, I don't want to, after this right here, we're not bringing TYT into 2025. Whatever's going on with them, I'm going to treat it the same way I'm going to be treating politics when we under Donald Trump. We will be discussing Donald Trump, but there are going to be so many other issues. So it won't be where we're forced. I remember when Donald Trump was president, we were forced. Remember, Ben? We were forced to talk Donald Trump 24 hours a day. He picks his wedgie. We had to talk about it. Like, he literally has food stuck in his teeth. We had to compare that to people who were hungry on the streets. And I'm like, no, because there's an actual policy that they struck down that is causing these people to be hungry on the streets, where we can actually discuss.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry for that. Whew, it's just too much. But
and shout out. I'm sorry. No, I was going to say shout out to Silly and Billy from that's not their real names, but that's their nicknames over at the Vanguard, because they said something the other day, and it echoes what you just said, Rebecca. It's like, when Donald Trump gets into office, we're not going to be talking about TYT anymore at that point, right? We're talking about it right now. Let's get this out of the way. Let people make up their minds. You see it for yourself. You're either going to keep supporting them or you're not. But when Trump gets in office, we're going to have some really serious issues that we're going to have to hold the line on. We're going to have to talk about it. We're not going to talk about the silly stuff that the resistance talked about. That's what you're talking about back in 2016. Like,
the resistance was a time, baby.
Oh my goodness. It was some of the silliest, and some of it, like, some of it eventually became very substantive, particularly right now. Like, the folks who represent the resistance now, I can kind of get down with the way they do it. They do it in a very substantive way. They don't do the silly stuff. Like, we don't have time for the silly stuff. Like you said, oh, Donald Trump, he picked his teeth in front of all the low hanging fruit that they used to do back in 2017, 2018. Like, we don't have time for that. Like, this time around, Donald Trump is coming back for blood, coming back for vengeance, and we absolutely have to cover it from that perspective. So, I've never spent this much time ever talking about anybody's platform, right? Especially on the progressive side,
because we don't like to get into that. Like,
yeah. That's not our thing. It's not my thing, but it had to be said. And a lot of people in the comment section on the first video, they were like, with the one where Mundell quit live on air, they were like, yeah, I feel his passion, but like, what happened? Like, I need to see what happened. And I'm like, one thing Dr. Mack taught me really well, especially back around 2020, he was like, Ben, you have all this stuff in your head and people don't get to see what's in your head. You gotta lay the receipts out. So the receipts are there. It's on the page. You guys go watch it and share it with whoever needs to see it. And then we're just going to move on and handle business from there.
Who quit live on there? What are we talking about? What happened?
Mundell. You missed. Mundell was on. So me and the fellas, we made up. We're cool again. And we've been cool again at least for the last 2 years, right? But we finally got a chance to start doing clickbaity political thirst trap. We do it Tuesday nights now at 8 p.m. And so this past Tuesday night, Mundell was thinking like out loud. And David, I don't know if you can grab that clip because that clip is really worth watching real quick.
Look, because I'm in a whole nother
where
space
you
in
went
my
out
life.
partying. You out living your life, girl.
I did not know.
Nah, and that video went crazy. Like I knew it was going to touch a lot of people, but I had no idea it was going to touch 500,000 people. But live on air, he was just, I feel bad about taking this money from TYT. Like I've been working for them for 2 years, and over at TYT, he got like 30 million views in a single year by himself, right? So it was a significant source of
Mundell did?
Mundell, right?
I didn't know he was working for TYT.
Yeah, he's been working for TYT over at the Rebel HQ, right? He's the
one that quit live.
Yeah, you missed all this, Rebecca.
No,
where have you been?
I could have said, "Oh, I know Mundell." I did not. I thought this is how much I really don't want to hear any. Like, I didn't want to know the name of the person that quit live. I really was just like, "Look, another person quit." That's really all I went with because that's the news that I saw. Wow, I didn't know it was Mundell. And now that I know it's Mundell, I couldn't like. That is so Mundell. Y'all trying it with me. Who? Look, y'all don't know who I can see that for sure.
Look, I want to play the opening part of that, David. But to Charlie's question, where's the best place to show Mundell support? Right now, go follow him on Twitter, and I'm going to say come to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap on Tuesday nights, and he's going to lay out because he's having to reestablish where he's going to create content now. Right?
Isn't he the mayor in
he's mayor.
He's a mayor.
Yeah, he's factual mayor. Yeah.
In North Carolina.
Yeah, in North Carolina, it's a small town, but he's taking care of his people over there. And in the midst of that, he was working and creating content for TYT. And then he just on air Tuesday night, he was like, "Man, I've been thinking about this." So actually, let him say it. Go ahead, David, run it.
Also, right now, I will do no more work. I don't know why. Something just said I will do no more work with TYT though. In his current capacity, I will.
Oh wow, bro!
No more content. I will be on no more shows. It's over for me. Like something just told me I have to say that, and I need to put it on Twitter. I need to text Jink and Anna. Y'all can't call me for no more shows. I'm done with it.
What?
Yeah, in real life.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Damn, that's 100.
I tell people. Past couple years, I've been taking paychecks from TYT. At this moment, I feel disgusted by that, dog. I don't like where TYT is right now. TYT is starting to act like, and listen, I'm telling people right now, I have not severed my relationship with TYT. I'm being a buck. So what I'm saying right now might just end that relationship.
Whoa.
No.
You quit on y'all on this
anniversary night. We're not doing a relationship ending tonight. No. I'm with my family and I'm talking to our extended family.
Not me.
I don't really know what's going on over there, dog. Like I don't know if they had some kind of meeting or was it the Christmas party or what, where they decided that we need to do what the Joe Scarborough did that cost them so many viewers to say that we're gonna cover Trump, Anna and Jink showing up in the way they showing up. It ain't worth for me. I'm never gonna be quiet. So if they say, okay, you can't be on our shows no more, then I don't give a damn because I'm not gonna be quiet about the way that they're showing up right now. You took too much.
How are they showing up, Mondale?
Like MAGA, like an extension of damn Trump. Like, bro,
you need to
this idea that these people ain't white supremacists, like normalizing Trump supporters as if they ain't racist, dog. I am not okay with this. I'm not gonna be good with Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski or Jink or Anna or anybody pretending that these people aren't threatening our lives. I'm a black person first. They can keep that money for them videos. I'll go back to kissing my wife and not having to create videos in the afternoon. I don't care. It's not what I'm not comfortable. We should all be mad. That was the last beacon other than Democracy Now! And Free Speech TV.
That's right.
Talking about progressive media. Y'all took too much money from the ethos.
Right.
Y'all took too much money with too many billions of views to be doing what y'all doing right now. So I don't know who offered you a check or which check you're trying to get. But I'm disgusted by it as a contributor and a person who helped grow Rebel HQ, another money source for y'all, to over 1 million followers, dog. I average 30 million views a year on Rebel HQ myself.
That's crazy. Listen, that's how much I didn't watch this video. I didn't know Benjamin Dixon was the one that broke it. I took this week to literally kind of focus on my own content. So I did not, all I heard was, and all I seen articles, but of course articles are not going to name Mondale by name. They said another TYT host, and that's how I was seeing, the clips and stuff. But when I say clips, I'm talking about reading. I was reading the clips and seeing the tweets, and that's how I was, and that's what more of what I was seeing. Not it being my own family, not my own people that's breaking the news. I cannot. But anywho, I ain't shocked. You messed with Mondale, and Mondale doesn't. We know this, right? Mondale does not play around. So, and especially catching yourself too, like, hey, you know what? They're leaning MAGA. They want us to just cover Trump. They want us to. There's something about this that is becoming a problem. I have to walk away from it. That's when you know somebody's heart is in what they're covering or what they're talking about. Right. And if you're attaching yourself to leeches or cancerous people, that stuff can spread. Okay. Or it can deplete you. All you're doing is taking a check, but you're not pouring back into the same community. And then it's a check from white people who are not serving the community. Hell no.
Rebecca, shout out to your chat room, your stream. You got 104 people watching on your channel right now.
Oh, shout out to my stream. Shout out to
them. I got 247. Hey, listen. This how y'all know we 100. Like we used to get like 2,000 people streaming with us during the pandemic, and then we went down to 12.
And this is the thing.
And we love the 12 as much as we love the 2,000.
Let me tell you, 12 disciples that follow the Lord. And let me tell you, I've been doing this only, right? And it's funny because I had the most I've ever made from this solely, this right here. And I'm going to be 100%. This is not in the last, because I remember we had sponsors at the time where we was, Ben could cut a check and do the things and da-da-da-da in 2020. After that, I know I was in corporate, so I had to do that. And now that it's just been me, the most I've made, and I got to be 100 with y'all here, is $314
on a video.
Oh, not on a video. That's in just I made 1 cent one time. 1 cent. Where? 1 cent. But that's from just me doing the work on YouTube in 35 days. Look, I made 300.
Yeah, it gets like that sometimes, Rebecca.
It makes me want to just cry because I have an apartment and I have a car note and I have all these things. And I see people who don't do half the things. And I know y'all hear me complain about this all the time. And it's not that I'm making this complaint. I'm just saying how much we got to work so much harder, especially if something were to happen. I've seen when things happen where people who are not good people just put out a PR video, stay low for about a week, come back out, and everybody is again giving everything to these people. I watch white people steal content every day from Black people, get on TikTok, post it over 1 million times, doing it wrong, saying it wrong, cooking it wrong, and will get all the money in the world or all the views. I watch white people sit in the car and just look at the camera. Look at the camera. And you look at how many views and likes it got, 1.5 million. I'll watch a beautiful Black person do the same thing.
Go wood.
And they go wood. I have things that I post and I think that they're amazing. And mind you, work so hard. And once I post it, baby, them 5 views. So I had to pray because the struggle that I have to smile through is It's crazy. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It was making me feel like I didn't want to do any more work. But I said that this year, I remember in January, we sat together and I told you guys that I'm going to press on through this year. I'm not going to do it like I did the other few years, was let go, and having to still figure out how to pay my bills and things like that. Haven't paid one bill on time, but they've been paid, right? Whatever strange jobs I got to do outside of this. And I'm not talking about stripping or street walking, nothing like that, which are great jobs, by the way. If I wasn't, in the church, I would be out there doing what I have to do. But like, no, I am figuring it out as best as possible. But at the end of the day, the work, I say all this to say it's the work that I love to do. I find joy in doing Shades of Good News because I feel like there are so many untold stories that are beautiful, untold stories that are positive for us. And many a time we think that we have to be up under a network, which is great for our pockets and for having insurance, man. Absolutely. But sometimes you just gotta go wood.
Did they even give us? They didn't give us insurance at that first place.
No, but at least you can pay for it though. A check will help you pay for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, not with this new.
Not much. You ain't gonna get the best, but you're gonna have something where you can hit the dentist twice a year.
Yeah, there
okay?
you go.
You're gonna have something where you can go get your yearly. Okay, at least that. But I say all that to say, like, it's the heart of it, and with the heart of it, if two or more are gathering for my video. It made make me sad, but those two people that left the 2 comments make me happy. Now I've gone past that, which I'm grateful for. But earlier this year, it was sometimes 2 people, it was sometimes 15, and those people made me happy. The ones that show up all the time in my chat, you know who you are, all the time. From when it was just 2 people, like you guys have been rocking with me, and that's what helps me to do the work. But
yeah.
No matter if I'm going wood,
right?
I said, God, even though you're letting me go wood, because I can go nothing, so I'm going wood, but it's the heart of it for me.
And when we say going wood, for folks who don't get the reference, instead of going platinum, you don't go platinum, you don't go gold, you don't go silver, you don't go diamond, you go Formica, you go sheetrock, you go wood. And listen, all of our videos of between 2020 and 2024, really, they've been, because our channel, like this channel, the Benjamin Dixon Show channel, has some of the most suppression on it that we've seen. We had I forgot my brother's name. He was a tech reporter with Gizmodo, and he came on and he looked at our channel and he was like, I've never seen a channel with so many different blocks on it. It was like 80% of our content was blocked because of for whatever reason on the back end with YouTube, right? So we had that to overcome as well. But Rebecca, here's the thing, and this is another reason why I put that video together, because there are people in this country who get to do politics for a career. They do political commentary for fun. They do it because it makes them money and it gets them notoriety. That's not us, right? We have consistently had to work other jobs while we do this, or we just had to like really flatline our lifestyle and become like Buddhist monks. That's me. Like I just cut everything. I cut my phone. I said I don't need that. Cut. Because what I wasn't going to do is change who I am in order to make a buck, right? And I couldn't stop doing the work. Like the work has to be done. Somebody got to do it. Same with you, Rebecca. Somebody has to do the work that you're doing. And if nobody else is doing it, it's incumbent upon you. It's your responsibility to do it, whether we're getting paid to do it or not. And that's why I did the video, because I'm like, listen, y'all sitting up here, TYT, y'all sitting up here with these millions upon millions of dollars. And now you're going to take all of the money that people have invested in you, all of the trust that people have invested in you, and you're going to start taking those dollars and turning it to benefit MAGA. Meanwhile, we're over here, right, passing the collection tray. Yeah, please, sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, can I have some more? And it's like, can I have some more porridge? But I don't really want the porridge. I want bacon and eggs. Yes. But I have to settle for your porridge. Yes. And it's like, I can't. You're so right about that, but I had to learn, because at that time when we first got back on, and the reason why I left is because somebody who we thought was our own kind questionable. And we were working to build something greater for us because we didn't want to bow down at the feet of people like TYT. And not even at that time that we knew TYT was going to be who they are now.
Right.
But we just could see like, okay, we've already worked for people who owned they took out, like, that was when resistance was trending.
Right.
And our tagline was so lame. It was just really crazy.
What was it? Do you remember it?
I can't even remember. Remember? Brick by brick.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
I can't even. Anywho, but I just feel like we had the reason why I think that what we were going to create with the North Star was going to be so amazing because, you know, we're going to house so many people like us who were getting overlooked, and underlooked, but they had a heart for the purpose.
At least that's what we thought. That's what we thought it was.
That's what we thought. Ooh, that's what we thought. But because we've already worked for white people, and white adjacent people who owned this company and weren't giving us what we were worth. I didn't know about monetization in 2016, 2017. We were working alongside those people. I didn't know about the monetization. Our videos were going. Every time I got on the show, I think I had my lowest video was probably 90,000 views. that was considered a video that did low.
Yeah, because we were cracking millions on a regular.
Yeah, we were getting millions of views, and this is why people know us, because our work was good, working along for them. But then when we left and I realized, oh my gosh, these people the pages that we were working on were monetized. And because of our views, they were getting the money for it and paying us a basic check. I can speak for me because when I just know I thought that check was the best thing that ever happened to me. Only come to find out they weren't paying me for my work. They weren't paying me for my work. And then when we tried to do it on our own, you know, that went to hell.
Yeah.
Not because of you, but that went to hell. And I thought that would have been a great space because now we can help out people. But then I got tired of it. I said, you know what, God, I'm tired of it. Nobody really wants to do this from the heart. I'm actually seeing people for who they are in this space that I actually used to look up to, and they are not good people. They're not good people. And I'm saying that because it's one thing for me to say, you know, this person did something wrong, because I'm in the business of forgiveness. I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that. But this was out of control. I watched this person in real time try to take somebody's bread and butter before they can even get out of college. I watched this person. I'm talking about Sean King. I just watched so many different things. I'm like, wow, I looked up to this person. But when you get close to them, you realize they're not the best, right? All that money, I can assure you, I know that we could have did so much with it. And then we get to the next phase of it where we're starting from scratch. Ben calls me from the trenches. The trenches is corporate where I'm working. And Ben says, they're trying to take us out, Rebecca. Let's gang together. The gang. It was October of 2020. And I was sitting in this apartment. And you said, Rebecca, let's figure this out. And I said, okay. And we did that one show. And we've been here ever since, highs and lows, different variations of the shows once again, but figuring it out. And at some point, quitting on air ourselves.
Did we? No, we stuck it out.
Listen, I think we done got into arguments on air.
Oh my gosh. No, don't remember. Listen. I was going through.
That was because, like I was telling you, Ben, we had, and you keep saying we didn't, everybody was falling apart before the people because we didn't know what was going to happen. So we're like, not okay. And then I sought help from the Lord and from my therapist. And I began to lay off things. I went through a very terrible breakup at that time, and I wanted to help people. I'm Haitian. My family that's in Haiti is getting it crazy. We had people under the bridge. It was a time, and it still is. COVID was making my dad so afraid to even see me. I couldn't go be outside and be around nobody. Isolation was my friend. My only friends were through this screen.
Yeah.
And Alexa.
Look, that was the thing though. Like you just said something, and that's how we built the community that we have now. Rebecca, you don't come to the patron parties that often. We really haven't had them in a long time. But like the friendships and the bonds that we created through these screens, right? Through this broadcast, through our patron party, and just how deeply connected we all are with each other. It really that part really showed me something that is bigger than all of the stuff that we went through, right? So I want people to remember that thought. The connections we have between these screens is something that's going to build something phenomenal for humanity as we go. Right now, it's building something terrible for humanity. It's bringing us MAGA. It's bringing us the anti-immigrants. It's bringing us it's like that show said, that CBS show called Evil. It says that evil is organizing. So right now the screens are being used to organize the worst people on the planet. But I think that's going to turn around. But Rebecca, I can't help but laughing at, we really did go through. We were doing that morning show every single morning for 2-3 hours, morning. And we were going through it. And I was going through the initial stages of this journey. When Rebecca, you put me out on blast last week saying that I had my mental health.
We all did, but I was saying like I meant that not to be funny. I was like, no, we had to break. And this is my thing. That's biblical too. I feel like if we've seen a lot of people, biblically, they have to break in order to be put back together, because God is a potter. So he can take the thing that is just pieces that nobody else can put back together, put a little bit of water on it, crush it down, make it back. And the potter does that and can put you back together again. And I'm not afraid to admit I was very broken. And then I didn't want to do it. Then we met Olay. Yeah. David done brought Olay onto the show. It was great. I think she has been one of my closest relationships I've ever had in this space, where I was able to watch somebody grow and somebody to help motivate me to get back in the game, because I really just was going to quit, not because I was angry, but because I just didn't see how this could be a livelihood for me. Although it still ain't a livelihood for me. I just like to do the work. The work is what I like to do.
It's gotta be done.
It is what it is. And so, this is just my life. And I don't see myself doing anything other than what I'm doing. So,
but I see a turnaround. There's a shift in the winds. There's a shift in the tide. The vectors are aligning and things are starting to pick back up. And it's because it has to, right? We have to have a fighting chance. And I don't think I think what's going to end up happening is the smallest, just like it's biblical, the last will be first, the first will be last. Like we have consistently sown seeds in this arena. The reason so many people know our work and then they'll come to our channel and be like, they got 12 people watching their stream. How the heck do they have all these relationships? Because even when we had 12 viewers on our screen, we kept doing the work. When we had 50.
How the hell do we have all these relationships? Because before we had the 12 people on our screens, we were doing the work when nobody else was.
That's right.
We crashed the whole place and made it Black news because we became the only host. This was a place that had originally white hosts. Right. Remember, Ben? Mm-hmm. It originally white host and then brought you on and then had me as the multimedia reporter for all the Trump news that was sensational.
That's right.
And it was killing me. It was killing me. And Ben was like, hell no, man, we gonna have to. Now, Rebecca, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take over. And when we took over, we were the only Black duo that was doing what we did at the time. Mm-hmm. The only ones. Mm-hmm. So, I don't, because at that time it was really the left side was just full of commentary on the internet through Twitter for people of all colors. That's but right. Nobody doing it. The only people that was doing the talking as journalists or political commentators that were in the forefront were white leftists. They are very revered. As soon as they open their mouth or open a channel, they are revered. People rush to their channel. It is unlikely you're going to see a Black person who is speaking politics solely who is going to get that push immediately. We are people that have to do just way more work. So it was easier for us to tie ourselves with white people who had more of a push and a following. But I can't do it, Ben. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. It's hard. It's not my favorite. It's not my best. When you have bosses that are telling you what to do, and I didn't think it would be like that because they're the ones that say, "Hey, we love everyone." Then we sit in the table with them and they tell us to stop doing the news that we're doing because it's too black. I'll never forget that. I will never forget these things.
Nah, I know.
Now, will I let them go? Absolutely. And I forgive them, but I never have to go back to that.
Yeah. No, that's facts. I see your monetization is back on your channel.
Monetization is back on my channel after I did a rant on this channel and after I did a rant on Leftist Mafia.
Yes. Congratulations.
I said, I literally was like, yo, I don't need to do another video telling you guys that it's me in the videos on Leftist Mafia and on Like It or Not. And I said, I know y'all can't imagine, y'all can't. It's me though. It's my show, Like It or Not, with Rebecca Azor. When you see Leftist Mafia, the only black person in the cartoon, in the intro, it's me. It's me. I don't want to believe it because I look unlikely, but it's me.
Oh my goodness. No, that's funny. Look, are you streaming? Is your video streaming unlisted? Because every time I put a comment up from your channel, it has the little lock symbol. Watch, look, I'm gonna put this up. See, not that one, this one. Nope, wrong one. Oh, it doesn't show it. But anyway, make sure because I think you'll have even more viewers if.
What does that mean? And I don't think I'm when I'm live, it shouldn't be unlisted. It should be everybody. How?
Well, okay. After show, I'll go over with you. But right now, they're all there. So anyway, so what else are we talking about today? We don't really have to talk about nothing else. I know you've been grinding this week, and I've been grinding this week. The news is the news. I don't know. It's just Saturday morning. One Saturday morning.
One Saturday morning. I'm not really this week. I didn't catch the news only because, and I was just reading a comment and I apologize about that. Somebody said, wait, you're Rebecca? I thought this was a female Ben Shapiro situation. I know they need more proof that it's me. I feel like I give like it's not, I can't be Rebecca. But I'm like, nah, it's me. They just want to play with it. People don't like again, this is because the algorithm literally reads Ben on the internet that I am that black people aren't who they say they are. If like, and I especially think it's because I'm on the show with the people of with the other people at Leftist Mafia, and even here with you, even though historically we've started this, but they're like, this can't be. So again, the algorithm does not accept the fact that there's a black person, a black woman that's doing this. And I also believe people don't think I am who I am. It's just a weird thing. Like, who is this girl? Why does everybody know her? It's that kind of vibe. So,
and that's what I love. Let me address this comment on the screen first, and then I'm gonna tell you what I love about what's going on for you, Rebecca. Vince said too black. Yes, talking about what you just mentioned in terms of our experience at that first progressive media company where we met each other. They literally pulled us to the side, literally, and I wish I could say that we made this up because it's just so funny. It's almost like no way the hell they didn't. They pulled us to the side, and Rebecca, you probably tell the story better than I do, because the first thing they said was, yeah, we talked to some people and it's they said it was giving them like BET vibes.
BET. And it was because, at that point, I am who I am. Nails are gonna stay done. Face and it was funny. And I said, she said to me, the way you talk is different. I remember when I interviewed with them, fresh out of getting my master's degree. And I interviewed with them. And they we like the way your hair is so big. And we like the way your nails are. And we like the way that you speak, though, because it's not like they were saying this. And then when I said I was Haitian, they were like, oh, even better. You're exotic.
Swear. Yeah, I remember that one.
So then I get to there and all I know how to do is be a journalist. And they're like, no, be a little bit more free. And I had just graduated because digital journalism just became a thing. And I was one of the first to be within that group of people to graduate from it. And I'm like, I didn't know you could be free, but they taught me to try to be free. But I'm so instilled from FAMU where you can't do that. So now I'm learning how to mix these things. And finally, we do something to their liking, right? We thought. But because the news that we did was Black, the story that we did was Black. The story that I did that day was a Black story. They came after not showing up to our station, our news station, for months. They came that time and we had a meeting. And they said, we talked to our stakeholders and they said they watched you, and then billionaire stakeholders, right, at that, when they watched you on mute, and they said it gave BET. And I said, but did they play it and they hear the content of the news show? Did they hear my segment? And she was like, well, I mean, it gave BET at that time. When they said that, BET actually just won an award for being the #1 watched network that time. And yes, at the job, actually, I was sitting there and my hair was out. And she came to me because my hair was out big. And then I came back and I had a sew in. So it was bone straight. And she came to me and said, can I touch your hair? I swear, this is not, I can't even make this up. Can I touch your hair? But when we were in that meeting, Ben, it was you that came up there and you were sitting next to us, and I had to try to fight for myself in that time. And you spoke up. You was like, "No, Rebecca, let me take this one." And I was like, "Oh, you better get them then, because they ain't really see how Oz gets down in the club." Because I knew, were like,
because I knew what they were saying was BS, right? I knew what content we were putting out each day. I got this thing in my head where I count everything. I keep track of everything, to the point of, that's probably why I had a little bit of the issue I had, because I had been tracking MAGA. I've been tracking all this stuff, and I started doing the math in my head. I said, oh no, this whole system is getting ready to collapse. That's the night I called you and you said I had a little breakdown. But I paid attention to what we were doing at that company and all of the content we were doing for that company. And I was like, hold on. So I pulled out my phone in that meeting and I started scrolling. I went to our YouTube channel and I said, let's count how many Black stories we do. And by Black stories, here's the thing.
I remember you did do that.
Remember this, Rebecca. These were stories about police brutality. These were stories that they originally were telling us to do, because some of the time we didn't even want to cover it because it was too emotionally traumatizing for us to have to cover a shooting of this Black person, the execution of this Black person, right? But I knew that we had done plenty of other stories. So I went there and I opened up YouTube and I went through a month's worth of content. No pun intended. And I counted. And 1 out of 10 videos, literally 1 out of 10 videos were Black centered. And when they were Black centered, it was police brutality. And so I said, here's the data. 1 out of 10 is about Blackness. That's too BET for you. And it was from that point forward. It was like 2 weeks from that point until they closed down the whole company.
And it's me walking out during the meeting. And because, I'm always really sweet, kind, but I remember on our last day, we actually sat there. We did a show. After our show, they walked in.
Yes.
After we did a show. At that point, we didn't see them for another 2 months. We were holding down this place, not knowing how we had a fish that we thought died and we had to resave it because we had a funeral for it. And I have the video, and this is going to be an exclusive that I put on my Patreon, because I have Patreon now, guys, as well. Patreon.com/Rebecca Azor. I do got Patreon, but I'm gonna put that video on my Patreon for anybody who wants to see. We had a funeral for our fish.
And did it come back to life as we were burying
it? And it came back to life as we were pouring it down. Because that's how much the people weren't coming back for anything at all. And so, yeah, we gonna get you out, man. But the people weren't coming back for anything at all. And the fish almost died. And we were just in there surviving. A fish that we had no plans of even taking care of became our literal piece. We were holding down this whole place. And on our last show, I remember I sat there and they walked in there and they told us that they're closing it down. And I'm like, this has been shut down. We've been basically in an abandoned building, holding this down, still streaming. Both, how were we getting paid? I don't even remember, Ben, because those people were done with us. Lazarus is crazy. We should have named it Lazarus. We should have renamed it Lazarus. But all I know is once we left that place, that fish was dead and gone at that point because nobody was taking care of it.
We could resuscitate regurgitated twice.
No, we can't.
It was the episode. It was like the episode of Cosby Show. I know we're not supposed to mention Cosby, but when Rudy's fish died and they gave a funeral, like we literally gathered in the bathroom, flushed the fish down the toilet, and as we poured it in there, that thing came back to life.
It did because nobody was taking care of that place but us, and we were still doing live shows, not knowing who's going to pay for this or not. That's how I know that we had to go. I remember and split lunch one day because we were literally getting paid nothing. And then they told us not to do lunch together as if we were children. And that was the only, we would go to lunch with the one guy sometime. I forgot his name, but we would go to lunch with the one guy randomly. That's how we tried to build a family in there.
Yeah.
Even with our MAGA producer, we had a MAGA producer, and he even was like telling us to do it how we need to do it, like and edit for us. That's when MAGA was a little different. They was a little new. Now, baby,
oh my God, it's totally different now. If you MAGA now, MAGA now isn't even MAGA back in 2017.
No.
But no, shout out to Food Bay back in the day. I don't know who Food Bay was.
Food Bay, that was my boyfriend at the time.
Look,
and
I don't know who he was,
he
but
would be feeding us. He didn't know he was feeding Ben too, but he would be feeding us. I'd be like, listen, we're all gonna eat, but let me figure this out.
Oh man, the things I have sacrificed to do this work, man. But I'd do it all over again. I would do it all over again because it's necessary work, and we're really good at it. And back to you, Rebecca. Like that's one of the reasons I was glad that you got on Leftist Mafia, because more people needed to see that you really do know what you're doing. You're really great at this stuff. And I've seen you come from literally not knowing much about, you knew a lot about journalism, but not a lot about the political world, about the dog eat dog politics.
Nope. I only knew it from the journalistic point of view. And you had to tell me, Rebecca, it's great. And then at that time too, every time I would read, it would always be straight ahead of News 20 at 5 we have, and you're like, no, Rebecca, the inflection, this is beautiful that you have it. Utilize it when you're reading a story, but when we're having conversation, you don't have to present as journalists. Now that's always going to be in me. Journalists, we talk a certain kind of way. It is what it is. We really do have a way that we talk. It just is what it is. Naturally, we just talk like that. However, because of you, I was able to break away from what I know to be just journalism. I thought that I would have to discuss stories for the rest of my life that touch me, that I can relate to, and never can give an opinion on, or never give my voice to. It was when we were on, when we were working for content, I did that story about Haiti a couple of times, and I got so much love from Haiti to go to the page actually, and they were saying the most views that we're getting this month is from Haiti, and people were literally sending in voice notes to me off of our Facebook page at the time. And they were saying, thank you so much. You are saying things that I can't say for myself. You are speaking up for me. And that's when I knew this is what I'm doing it for. I didn't know that it was reaching the people that I'm talking about, and they're talking about their issues. And I knew it was reaching my family, but not people that were like, so many Haitians were coming like from Haiti who can't be here or who can't share their voices. They were definitely happy that I was able to do it for them. So it was that one time that I said, okay, I got to keep pushing. But there were so many times, and I'm not going to lie, that I wanted to give the hell up. Okay. I wanted to give up. And, but now I see that I don't have to only do this type of content. And if I'm going to do this content, I can do it my way. I don't have a gun to my head from somebody telling me how to do it or telling me that they're going to take away my money because I ain't making it right now anyway. So I can do
exactly.
It. I need to do it.
Look, here's the advantage about not making money doing this work. Can't nobody tell you what to do. Can't nobody tell you what to say. We don't owe nobody nothing. We're not in debt to anybody. We just don't make any money doing it.
That's it.
We're free.
We're free. And that's what's so funny, Ben, when you were talking about freeing us a long time ago, we thought that was going to be in a financial value. Now I'm saying that not for you guys to again act like this is a pity show, because it's not. It's the same way that this is work. So don't come on here acting like, I don't like it. Don't give pity. just give support. Now, support doesn't always have to be financial. Like, share, and subscribe, but financial helps us literally do the work that we can do. Y'all supported Ben back in 2020, which is why we were able to get these cameras, how we were able to get the equipment to attach to our respective devices to get, to hold these cameras and lights and this good microphone, because it could have been Bobo, right? But he said, no, the best for the team, so and we got the best, right? So this is what I'm saying, like the support actually takes us very far and goes a long way. But I'm able to now do what I saw this sketch that I did in 2020 where I said at the time it was going to be called Place of Peace. And I said, I'm going to do good news and I'm going to do it. I'm going to just really do it. And every day I would give up. I would give up. That was in 2020. I saw the first idea of Shades of Good News, and it was called Place of Peace at the time. And I was going to call it POP. Hold it down like POP, right? I was really going to call it that. I was losing my mind, but I was going to call it that. And I said, I'm going to do it. And every day I felt defeated. I felt like I don't have the time. I don't have the whatever. And every day we'd be like, free us, help financially, free us, which will be great. But I didn't know that what the freedom would look like wouldn't be how I thought it would be at that time. And the freedom is basically something that I had to realize I actually love this work. And if I can trust God enough to just do the rest, then I'm just going to focus on doing the work. Not only doing the work, but doing the work that I want to do too, because I know what's in my heart and I want to share it. And I think me sharing the good news with people, again, I don't care if it's 12 people or 1 million people. I think that that helps me. I love it. I love doing it so much that when I'm doing it, I'm smiling at the stories that I'm doing. And I'm like, dang, I can't wait till some people see this, because I'm pretty sure this story came from 5 months ago. This story was from a year ago, and you never heard it. So yeah, so that's my again, my rant at the end. We're at the end of the show though.
Everybody was like, well, where's I think it was David in the chat room. It was like, did we cover Donald Trump and all the stuff that happened in France? Honestly, I don't even know what happened to Donald Trump in France.
Me neither. I don't know what happened in France.
Today's not a news day for us. Today is just like, hey, we want to come hang out with y'all. We will pick up on the news next Saturday and all the stuff. I put plenty of stuff out this week for the news. Y'all can go check that out.
Put some good news out for Black people. Y'all can go check that out.
Rebecca did that on her channel, most certainly. Rebecca, here's what I need you to do, though. I've asked you 3 times, and I'm at this point, I'm offended. Do you even know what I'm about to ask you?
No.
No idea, do you? When you gonna sing a song so I could use it in church service?
Whenever you ask me to, just whatever you want me to sing.
Pick your favorite song, the easiest hymn. It could be anything. It could be a cappella, or you can use an instrument. Don't matter. Just sing a song. Put yourself up against a white.
I'm going to sing it as a video and send it to you. Okay, yeah. I thought it was going to be a live thing. Oh, sure, yeah.
No. Like, I know people go to their own, church. That's why I try to start it early enough so that you can come and get a little bit of us, and then go to your main church, right? But Rebecca, send a song, because my voice is, I did all 3 parts on that. Yes, I'm a believer clip. I don't know if you're, yes, I'm a believer. I didn't see it. Oh my goodness. I did all 3 parts and the solo. So my voice is like, nah, Negro, not this week. You can send me a song that would be.
Oh, I can do that for you.
Yes.
I can do that
a lot tomorrow for service.
No, look, excuse me. Now you asked for it. You said by tomorrow? Black folks be like, I've been looking, in 5 minutes.
Because I know how easy it is for you to sing. But okay, next Sunday. But
Sunday, I'll give it to you this week for next Sunday for sure.
Okay.
But I gotta make sure.
If it's gonna be next Sunday, then I'll instrumental too, and I want you on a plain white background so I can cut you out, and then I'll put you on top. Just get one of those corners of your house. It's a plain white wall, and then and sing, and we'll coordinate. But I want the people to hear you sing too. And I also think you should break through the algorithm. Again, I've said this multiple times. I think one of the ways that you in particular can break through the algorithm is through singing. And it's Christmas time right now. You should be drop a couple of.
No, you know what's crazy? I was gonna do this. So I put this together, and it's so funny you say this is how I know this is divine. Okay, I put it in my my notes, my Word actually document. I have the shades of good news and what I'm going to do. So I am trying to be more consistent with the editing and the shooting. Now, it's a lot of work though, y'all. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
But I was like, okay, I'm going to do a Christmas, 5 days of Christmas. And because that's what I was telling you, I'm going to do singing, but it's going to be on my Patreon. I'm not putting it on my YouTube. It's going to be on Patreon because I feel like if I'm going to take it there, it's going to have to be something for the people. But I'm going to do it the 5 days before Christmas. I'm going to do 5 songs, 5 of my favorite Christmas songs. And I'm going to post those on the Patreon exclusively.
Now, listen, I'm going to drop this little piece for you. At least do a short, right? That you do publicly, and then do the full song for Patreon. That way you can push people to your Patreon, but as well get that algorithm working in your favor. I'm telling you, you singing and you doing it right in front of the Christmas tree that you got, the same angle you just did your shades of good news. The camera was popping, your skin was popping. You get down there and you sing and you do some Christmas songs. I'm telling you, you're gonna have more subscribers before Christmas than you realize, and then put the full length ones on your Patreon.
Okay, absolutely, and I'll take your advice for that. And I can't wait because I have been practicing these Christmas songs. But this is some of the content because Christmas. This is the first time in a long time where I felt Christmas is becoming something for me again. Me years ago took Christmas hard, even though Christmas is my time and I'm always going to do Christmas things. This year, I feel great. I feel great. My page on Patreon is Rebecca Azor. So it's patreon.com/Rebecca Azor. But I feel great. Really this year. And it's funny, just went through a breakup and it ain't hurt me. That's how I know God is working through me. Right. And I'm like, just literally, I ain't got no money coming in, but I'm okay. I'm all right. Did a lot of shifting and changing, and I feel like I'm growing so much, and I'm just these days I'm moving a little slower only because I want to feel. I don't want to act like I'm going in a hamster wheel anymore. I want to feel the pain of this and that, but when I feel it, I don't sit in it. I don't stay in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, child, girl, tomorrow it could be new nigga who this, right? Or it could be just sit with yourself, or it could be like, it's just, there are so many different ways to start looking at things. And I'm grateful for life. Do I get sad? Absolutely. Sometimes do I get anxious? Yeah, absolutely. I used to get high anxiety medication that I never really used, but because my anxiety became so high that I got agoraphobia, which is when you know what that is, man. Look, I can say a word, you get it. Okay, that's when you're scared to be around people. You can't really be around people because it, and I had got that. It's a lot of things people don't know about me, but this year God has really came through for me. I went to the hospital and went for my last, I didn't know that was going to be my last checkup, but that day was my last checkup that I've been going to the hospital for 6 years, back to back consistently. And this year in June, they told me that I no longer have cancerous cells in my body that I have to worry about. So there are things that I might be like, okay, Lord, this ain't working for me. This ain't working for me. But I had a lot of great news. And it came. I prayed for something and it came, and it may have not come in the form that I thought it would, like being let go of work. And I'm over here yelling, free me, free me. That was the only way I'm supposed to be free. So, God is good. And that's all I got for it. Y'all know I could just keep talking and talking. The content that you're going to receive is going to be politics plus, right? Politics and, right? Because Rebecca ain't no monolith herself, right? There are different aspects of me. We're going to have more conversations. We're going to get to know Rebecca and what else she does. I like to sing. I like to dress up. I like to run. I like to hike. I like to do all these things that other people might look at and label it and put it as like, this guy that I was dating had called it, oh, Rebecca, you like to do white people stuff. You like to go look at Christmas lights, and you like to, hike, and you like to do all of these things that are just, and I'm like, no, these are things that Rebecca likes to do because they help me get through my day. I like to go look at the sun because it reminds me that I'm breathing and living again. I like to hike because
I was going to look at lights, white people stuff. Sometimes black people be saying some What?
That's why they ain't in my life no more. So anyways, y'all, you're right. Keep going. Thank you so much, Circle of Trains. And we will keep going on the show. And we hope that you guys keep going as well. I know the holidays, again, can be a very tough time. But I hope that when you watch this channel, you get poured into. You get love, you get family, you get all the things. Because one thing we know Ben gonna do is be with his family.
Yes, which is my wife is back. My wife is back. And I'm sure there's some food out there too. And I haven't eaten this morning, so I'm gonna go out there and be with my family. But before we do, I want to read our super chats, but I want to read the super chats in context of my two new white friends. I love these boys. I love these dudes. The Vanguard. I have learned so much just from watching them and how they do their show. And just very little things. How they're like really. They're like well, they have a shirt that says Beavis. That they have a shirt that's them that they made out of Beavis and Butthead. So they're like two really cool stoner dudes, but they are high key, some of the smartest and the most professional in how they manage their YouTube and how they manage their streams. So anyway, shout out to them because sometimes we don't do this, and we need to do this every single episode.
No, we should. No, we actually should, because they stay up till like 5 a.m. on Leftist Mafia reading super chats.
Like, they're gonna read them all, and we're gonna read them all today. We don't have enough to stay up to 3 a.m, but we're gonna read every single one of them. Laura Estrada, thank you for the $5. Lion family, I'm sending you all a virtual snug. Remember, we have each other. This community and chat family has saved me losing my soul so many times. That means so much to us, Laura. I'm just grateful that we could be here for you. And
I love Laura.
Yeah, these are real connections. This internet thing ain't fake. It's real. Django Fett sent $3 super sticker. Absolutely love the Pikachu emblem you have there. Omega Star sent $10. Thank you for the $10. Happy Saturday to all.
Thank you, Omega.
Love you, mean it. Omega sent another $10 saying, Ben, it was a fabulous interview. Thank you. Then we have Prairie Fire, $10, $9.99. While you all have been spitting fire and facts, I have eaten an entire rotisserie chicken. Relevance not sure, but need an excuse to send $10. I guess go get yourself a rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna get something. I don't know what's out there.
Prairie is so funny. Every time there's a super chat, just know it's coming with some kind of joke or something funny.
Yes, absolutely. We lost your microphone, but we're getting ready to get out of here anyway, so it's fine. Rachel Atwood sent the $2. Is Adrian Lawrence still at TYT? That's a good question, and I haven't talked to Adrian in a while. Super dope attorney and commentators. I'll reach out to her, see what she's up to. Funky Fwesh, $5. Your recent YouTube subscriber bumps are well deserved. You're very underrated, and I look forward to seeing your great channels continue to grow. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. Soul Life, $5. Monetization is back. Awesome. Yes, Rebecca, I'm glad your monetization is back. Charlie sent $4, sent the super stickers. Thanks so much, Charlie. You notice I didn't try your last name. David Morris sent 10. I forget, is that pounds or francs? Probably pounds, because francs are no longer. I think they were the EU. So you guys are real ones. Shout out to you.
Thank you, David.
And then we have Sweater Wearing a Tree. $5 sent a super sticker. We are so grateful for.
I think it's Charlie Jinmere.
Yes. And they have to give it to us every week. I could remember things from like 1962, and I wasn't even born, right? I remember so much, but if you ask me to pronounce a name or a word, I'm going to mess it up every single time. So shout out to all of you.
And before we get out of here, I wanted to give the people who did send a Cash App. I really appreciate you. I did it, G. I don't want. Should I say your whole name? I shouldn't, because this is people's whole names on here. I'm not doing that. But thank you so much for. It said, love your content. I appreciate you. Evan Woodward, like it or not, fire emoji. Thank you. Oh, I just said your whole name. Sorry, Henry. Like it or not. I'm gonna work on that, y'all, because I can't be saying y'all governments. Henry, thank you so much. Like it or not, and put today's date, which is December 14, 2024. I really, really, truly appreciate y'all. And that's really all I got, Ben. Everybody, wait, before that, patron. Yes. There are 2 people on. Let me see, how do I? And I'm just learning how to get through it. Let me learn how to get through it. But trust me, I am right here with y'all, and I will be giving y'all more content. But there are. Let me go to Do I go to audience and that's how I see?
You know, I usually just pull it out of my email address, and I have a whole lot of patrons I need to thank too. But we're gonna have to thank them next week because I don't have access to that email right now. So
Ben, you got 1 million. I know that they are still on there showing you so much love. But Omega Star, Tracy Ava, and Carrie Shaw, thank you so much. Y'all, I have tiers on there. One tier is called Love You Mean It. They got another tier called Belle Famille, which means beautiful family. I love the names that I have on there. But please, I'm working on the page. It's still under construction. But head over to my Patreon. I think I'm really excited about how I'm gonna be out there. Yeah. Doing some things, but listen, we're at the end of the show. I got nothing
as well
else
as do the Patreon as well as I got to do my part. We have quite a few viewers on my channel. We have 185 that are still here, and we still have 104 over there with Rebecca Azor. So 10 of you, at least 10 of you. Matter of fact, about 20 of you can go over to her Cash App and send her $10 each. Do that. Buy her a rotisserie chicken like our homeboy did. Buy her a couple of rotisserie chickens. Patreon.com, and you could do it on a monthly basis, or you can send her a Cash App right now. For the rest of you, if you don't have money, listen, that's fine. Share the stuff. Talk about us online. Like it. Encourage other people to subscribe. Come and watch us live. Share all the rest of our videos. That supports us in ways that money doesn't directly do. So you can seriously help us out just by helping us get our content out there. So that's it, Rebecca. You
Absolutely.
Ready?
No, I'm ready to go. I think I had something to say. One more thing before you said that. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Oh, I'm at 7K now. I said that this year I would reach 10K. It's not January 1st yet. So I can still reach 10K. So if y'all haven't, please subscribe. I really want to hit that 10K mark. That was my goal. And even if I don't, I'm grateful for all 7K, over 7K now.
I think we need a push to 10,000. That's not asking too much. If you are on my channel and you have not subscribed to Rebecca Azor's channel, go over there and get it now. Subscribe now. All right, now I'm supposed to play some closing video, and I'm not quite sure.
He said top right or something.
Top right. Oh, there's an outro right there. Okay. All right, here's our outro. Y'all. We're going. We'll see y'all next time.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show. It's time for like it or not. With Rebecca Azor. Let's start this damn show like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life in the ATL. Benjamin